Hey everybody, thanks for joining me. My name's David and this is my channel. Today we're going to talk about, can you see what's not there? One thing I have learned through my Kung Fu and my Tai Chi journey is that there's always two parts. There's where you are and there's where you want to be. And where you want to be is always calling you towards itself. It's always calling you there. And that's hard for us to see sometimes. And as you become more aware in that experience, all of a sudden you can see both. So we're going to talk about the part that we can't see. And as we move in the direction of that part, it's going to release some resistance from you as you listen and as you join with this conversation. And you're going to start recognizing it more and more and more, okay? Because this is the answer to our salvation. Our salvation is never going to come from where we are. It's always going to come from where we want to be. That's calling us there. So we would call that our inner being. We call that our broader perspective. We call that the part of us that holds the solution that's always flowing in. Let's say, for an example, that I had a business deal that was supposed to work out. And then I just got the call and recognized that it didn't work out. Nope, the deal fell through, Dave. Sorry, the money's not coming. Now, we would say that's reality. And we have proven that a million times in life. And we've been told that growing up. That's reality. That's the way it is. It just didn't happen. But if you look at that energetically, like we talked about in the last video, it's going to slow your energy down. Now, why? Because you wanted it, it didn't come through, and now you're feeling either it's their fault or it's my fault. Does that make sense? There's a feeling of trying to figure out why it didn't happen. And there's the culprit. As long as we're looking at why it didn't happen, we're stopping our energy from flowing. Now, why? Why is our energy not flowing by looking at that? Because where it didn't happen is always where it did happen. That's the part we're talking about, the part that we can't see. So let's talk about how to join that part. Let's say that happens and I have a choice. Now I have a choice. Oh, I can sit back and think about why it didn't happen, and I can feel the ramifications of that in my energy. And now the effects must come into my body and so forth and so on. Or I can simply say, well, where it didn't happen, there must be a possibility of it happening. So I can turn right then and there and say, oh, that deal is flowing. Everything is working out. Wow, where it didn't come this time, it's coming in a much bigger way. So I'm even getting more excited about it because I know that it's flowing in. And as it flows in, it's going to flow in even bigger than I can possibly imagine. As a matter of fact, it's not even going to be what I thought. It's going to be massively and huge. And it's going to come in a way that's very unexpected, but I know that it's flowing in. Can you feel? Now your energy is starting to flow again. But see, I had to focus. I had to turn and focus into a place that wasn't true from our perspective. From growing up, they were like, well, you're lying to yourself. Or you're trying to give yourself hope. What if it doesn't come? See, that's where you have to understand how the universe works, is when something doesn't come, it's always because something is coming. That's the idea of the circle. It's always connected. If there's something coming in that's not working, it's because something that is working is on its way. And the more you move into that direction, we would call that direction the idea of hope. I hope that Dave's right. I'm going to start moving in the direction of believing that things are working out for me and looking at them in a way of them working out. And then faith. I'm going to have faith. Now the energy is getting flowing again until eventually it starts coming in and you start recognizing coming in from another place. And you're like, wow, I turned on purpose, didn't look at what wasn't working for me, started believing that something else was coming that was better, and now it did. Now those parts all connect, and that's knowledge. Do you follow? So if I'm not feeling well, if I wake up in the morning and my stomach is grumpy or, my shoulder hurts, instead of saying, wow, I trained too hard yesterday, I bet you I pulled something on my shoulder. Notice I'm going back to the past to try to figure out why. There it is again. This reoccurring theme. I got to find out why it didn't so I can blame myself or blame something outside of myself. Well, what am I blaming in this case? The training. What? Now I'm blaming my shoulder and blaming my training, or my stomach hurts. Well, I'm blaming the food from the night before. Do you see? We have to get in tune with this so we can see how the ego part of us works. But instead, I say, well, where the shoulder hurts, there must be a part that's flowing. I know that my energy is not flowing for whatever reason. So now I'm going to move in the direction of my energy flowing. Same thing with the stomach. Instead of blaming, instead of searching the past, say, you know what? I bet you it's on its way. I bet you everything is flowing in good. I bet you in a very short amount of time, my shoulder's going to feel good. As a matter of fact, I'm going to start feeling good right now. I'm going to start believing my body is flowing. I'm going to start giving love and appreciation to the cells of my body because I know that's what's coming. I know that what's coming always benefits me. I know what comes to me always is in my best interest, that nothing ever comes to me in order to hurt me or to stop me from flowing. So I'm going to move my energy in a place that's flowing and moving. As a matter of fact, I'm already feeling better. I'm already feeling the energy flowing. I'm already feeling and excited and moving in the direction of my passion and my excitement. Can you feel the difference? So we're no longer looking at what is. We're no longer blaming it. We're no longer looking in the past to try to find the culprit. We're just moving forward. Just moving forward, knowing that what's coming in next is going to support you, knowing that what comes in next is going to be good for you. What comes in next is going to be great for you because the universal energy is always blessing us. Our inner being is there distributing everything in our life for what's working for us. But if we continue to look at what's not working, if we continue to create this habit of, I'm going to find the problem, I'm going to search for it, I'm going to find a culprit outside of myself, and therefore I'm going to focus on it, then we won't allow that other side to come in. We have to make the decision to move to the other place. Do you see? I need to take that moment and say, I'm going to move in this direction, and then I'm going to feel it. Now, what I want you to see is that, let's take the scenario again with the money. If I'm focusing on what didn't work and I'm feeling guilty and I'm not feeling good, then now I'm receiving something. And this is where we get really lost. We believe we're getting from the world. We know that there's a receiving of the world. But I assure you there's not. So as we feel that receiving of that money not working out, and then we make the choice to say that money's flowing, everything is good. Can you see how our change is going to offer another receiving aspect of ourselves? As you start moving, that money's flowing, the deal's coming. I'm so excited. It's going to be put together even better. Things are even better coming in. I'm really excited about what's to come. What an amazing journey. Now you're going to start receiving it in a new way. And trust me, you're going to feel that in your energy because you have given in a new way. You must receive in a new way. Same thing with the body issues. Same thing with everything. What you are receiving out there is always what you're interpreting and what you're giving in the moment. Everything comes in neutral, a neutral state. We've just become very acclimated and very used to looking at things where they are and focusing on them if they don't work, instead of immediately switching and changing the game back to the vortex, back to what's flowing in, and back to we know what is working and benefiting us so we can feel like that capable and worthy being which we are. We are worthy. There is so much working for us, so much on the other side that we can't see, that are putting things together, bringing it to us on a regular basis, our soul team, you see. I call it my love team and my love force and my soul force. All of this part, this inner being, this bigger part of who we are. Remember, this world is just an effect. It's the inside world. It's that bigger part of us, that connection, that alignment between you and who you are that really determines this outside world in a very big way. So the more we recognize it's always taking care of us, the universe is always flowing to us. Everything's working out for me. Everything's coming in at my greatest benefit. I don't care what seems to come in. I'm going to automatically pivot and switch and move in the direction what I know is going to feel good. You're going to get better and better and better at this. And no matter what comes in, you're going to get used to it. No longer are we going to go down. No longer are we going to go into that place that we have trained ourselves to go into. I'm going to look at the problem. I'm going to blame something. I'm going to blame myself. I'm going to hold it in my past for years and years and years. Do you see? Instead, we're going to give it over to that part of us and say, that's all right. I know everything's flowing. Everything is good. Everything is working out for my greatest benefit. No matter what, all is working out, flowing. And yes, we're going to be tuning into a place that nobody else can see. What are you talking about? That's not going to work. Don't you know what just happened? You're just an eternal optimist. That's right. because I care about my energy and I care about receiving who I am, because they're holding on to everything that I am. I want to live my life. I want to enjoy my life. I want to be happy. And the only way to be happy, guys, is to continuously focus on what's coming in. Never on what's left us, never on what didn't work out. Do you see? Continuously focus on what's coming in and know that it's for your benefit. Know that it's good. Know that it's serving you. Know that it's exactly what you need. No, 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 no. You see? Through hope and faith and eventually knowledge. If you want something out there and you want something in your external world to flow in, then you've got to move in the direction of it. And most importantly, not move in the direction that's against it. Your energy, your focus, and how you feel and what you think in terms of your life is all that matters. What comes in, who cares? The universe could be bringing it in many, many different ways. That deal didn't work, don't worry, the next one will. That relationship doesn't work, don't worry, the next one will. Do you see? That body hurts, don't worry. It's normal for you to feel good. You can be sure it's on its way. If you hurt yourself, don't worry, that healing's flowing in. It's temporary. If any negative emotion and the energy bogging down, that's not your natural state. You have a frequency to hook onto. It's pulling you there. Just let go and allow it to start flowing again. Don't worry. It's natural for me to be happy. It's natural for my energy to flow. It's natural for me to receive everything in my life. It's natural for me to connect with like-minded people. It's natural for me to have a body that works and flows and feels good and it is connected. It's natural for me to love my environment. It's natural for me to love who I am. It's natural for me to love who you are. It's natural for me to love who we are. Everything works out. There is no more a world that doesn't work out. No more world I got to figure out. There's no more world that's not flowing. There's no more world of problems. You see, I consistently move. Just go right back to the solution. Well, don't worry, everything's flowing. If someone's in a bad mood, don't worry, I know they're going to be better. I know everything's going to work out for them. It's just this consistent idea of the other side. Can you see? It's invisible at first. You got to get there by faith. I get it. Because we are programmed to look at the past. We really are. And the more you recognize it, the more you'll stop it. But the truth is, that invisible world is not invisible at all. It's in here. It's deep inside you, and you will feel your energy flowing. You will feel when you hook onto your thoughts and start thinking about it, you're going to feel it because it is more real than this world. That vortex version of who you are and all that your inner being has inside your thoughts, when you hook into it, woo, it's going to pull you in. It is real. I assure you, it is real. The non-physical world is our natural state. It's much more real than this world. And when you hook into that non-physical world and you start tapping into the potentials of who you are and your different realities that you can bring forth to yourself in this moment, you're going to feel unstoppable. You're going to feel powerful. You're going to feel capable. You're going to feel worthy. And you're going to feel loved. But it just takes that smidget, right? Jesus said, right? A mustard seed. This is what he was talking about. That smidget of moving back into what? The kingdom of heaven, which is what I'm talking about. Move back into what's flowing. Move back into the connection of who you are. Move back into what's working for you. Don't think against yourself. Work for yourself. Keep your thoughts moving in line with who you are, in line with who you want to be, in line with all that is good. Everything's flowing. All is well. I'm so excited for what's next. What a wonderful day. What a wonderful world. Everything is good. Do you see? Consistently, no matter what, this deal is going to work out. The body's going to feel better. This relationship's going to flow. No big deal. Everything is coming to me perfectly. And boy, you're going to start seeing a huge, huge shift in your life. And then you will see that this place that you couldn't see before will become even bigger. In fact, more so than what you have been focusing on before. You see? I hope this helps. As always, your choice of what you receive. Just my perspective of all this. Hit the like button if you're liking the videos. Subscribe. And as always, my unconditional love and appreciation on your